I thought being self-employed was gonna be my ultimate goal in life, and I accomplished it. But then I found out people aren't very nice. The more people you deal with, the more you're gonna find out that people aren't nice. Only 25% of the people that I meet are actually nice. So I still want to be self-employed, but then I switched over to beekeeping. I spend a lot of my time when not doing electrical work, building stuff for my beekeeping business. And these right here, I just run a bunch of parts here, and this is the top of my frame. And you don't want to build frames right away. After you get these cut, they got a few more cuts. After you get them cut, let them set for a while, because sometimes they warp and twist. That one's not too bad, because if it sets for a few months after you build it, and then you go put in foundation, it may not fit. And this is my first round. See that bottom piece there? That was too thin. I didn't have much success with that, so then I started making them thicker. And these right here, it got a deeper groove. The foundation's more likely to fit in there. I found a lot of these here. This wood would, especially when I put the wire in, and I pull that wire, it puts pressure on this bottom piece, and it would bow out, and my foundation wouldn't fit in the groove anymore. So I no longer build them like that. So that's the top, and I've got some started for the bottom piece of the frame. And all the scraps used for my smoker. So let me show you. I need a 10-inch saw blade. So I stopped doing my deeps, and I put an 8-inch saw blade in my table saw, and I'm cutting small pieces now. 10 days ago, they said this week was going to be in the 70s. It's almost 90 and humid. And I'm getting ready to move bees, but I'm going to wait until the heat breaks. This is like a mini heat wave. I've got my truck loaded. I'm going to take some bees south, and then I'm going to bring some mediums and deeps with bees and honey back to home base. And I'm going to increase the numbers of some of these small colonies. I found moving them a foot at a time still causes problems, so it's easier now that I'm moving bees this summer. It's easier just to take bees to a different location and leave them for a week or so, and then bring them back and put them in a different spot rather than trying to move them, because these here down at the end, I moved them west because like 28 used to be my largest colony. 28 was over there where 14 is, and 14 is where 37 is. I moved them just a few feet every other day, maybe a foot or so every other day, and it still caused problems. So I went ahead and I grabbed my colonies from the north side of the house. I did this the other day, I think yesterday I guess, and I moved them over here early in the morning because I knew a lot of these bees here would go to those colonies and fill them up. And then I'm going to take, these are my 2018 queens, I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them in a medium. And I'm going to take some of my smaller colonies that have a newly created queen this summer, and I'm going to combine them with the old colonies, because I want to put my old queens up on top window there so I can check them. Oh, here's my my entourage. I did have 4 ducks, but the 4th one didn't come back 3 days ago. I don't know if they did find their mother a couple months ago, if he just hanging out with his mother, or he's just grown up enough, or he or she, you can't tell. Grown up enough, doesn't want to come back. These come here for a pit stop, and they'll probably want to leave here in a couple hours. They come back to eat and to rest. And these ducks here are so impressed that these mallards know how to fly. And it's just hilarious. I want to show you something else. Can you hear that? And I know you can't smell it, but it just smells great out here. We open our windows at night to let in the cool air, but right now our windows are closed. And it just smells so good in the house when there's a breeze blowing, the smell of the honey and the wax. And then you could, if you just take a look down here, see how many bees are down here. It's really, really cool. They're fanning the air up through the hive, trying to cool off, because I paint my hives dark brown because during the winter that helps them keep warm, but during the summer they get awful hot. So I'm going to start making my supers that I put on, my medium supers that I put on for the summer, white, and then I'll be taking them off before winter. And then here's another interesting thing. Bees seem to navigate just fine around sprinklers. And the ones that fall on the ground, I'm going to be done watering here pretty soon. They'll get a chance to dry off and get back in the hive before it gets dark, because I have to water this. I'm going to water the north side this evening, but this needs to be watered. My goal is to get one more bloom out of this Dutch white clover this fall. And if it goes dormant from being dry, it hasn't rained in 2 weeks and it's been really hot. If it goes dormant, you won't ever get a bloom out of it. You got to water it, get it to want to grow again and bloom. And out there I've been working on weeds. It's been a all summer long event, and just to have something for the bees to get nectar. Right now the goldenrod is blooming, so I wasn't concerned about them not having Dutch white clover because they got the goldenrod, but I would like them to get some clover nectar before winter. So hopefully I can get this clover going here in September. This is just, I love being out here walking around. I love being self-employed, being at home. I do have electrical work to do right now, but my one of my trucks, my Ranger, is getting the brakes done on the back of it. So I have a good excuse. I can't do any electrical work. I have to stay home. That's too bad. Too bad, so sad for me to have to stay home. There's one thing more valuable than money. It's time. And what you do with your time is important, because you only have one life to live. And I feel sorry for all you people that are spending 40 hours a week working somewhere, then spending another 2 hours every day driving to work and then driving back home. You only spend a few hours at home every day, and then you sleep, and then you gotta get up and do it again. I don't even use an alarm clock. I just wake up at sunrise every day naturally, and I don't have to listen to that beep, 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 beep. Gosh, you guys, you're all slaves. You just don't realize it. You're slaves to the system. You know, I make money. I keep my money. I don't pay a lot of taxes. There's no point in making a lot of money and having the government see you make a lot of money and pay taxes on it. The money I make in my electrical business goes, I invested in my beekeeping business so I can write that off as an expense. I make very little profit because I don't go anywhere. I don't spend money on my personal life. I work 7 days a week here at home. I laugh at the Mennonites that have horse and buggies every Sunday. They got to take the day off and go to church on their horse and buggies. And here I am working. I'm either pulling weeds or doing something with bees or in the garden. You know, I work 7 days a week. I don't take vacations. I don't go anywhere unless I have to go get something or do electrical work. So, and I don't mind. I'm not a slave to the system. I enjoy staying here several days in a row and not seeing people, because the people of this country, man, they're so stupid. Man, can't you guys realize the government is nothing but there to serve the rich corporations? That's all it is, and that's what our military does. Corporations go around the world and they want these resources in this country, and they send the military there to try to overthrow them and get the resources. We're in Syria, we want to be in Venezuela, we want to be in Iran. And what do all these countries have? Oil. So that these corporations can make money selling us oil. They've already bled us dry. You know, they've taken all of our money from us and stole from us and taken our jobs away. Charge us hefty amounts for insurance. And every which way you could think of, they've got their money is in their or hands in their pockets, taking their money, and they're doing it to people all over the world. And they're using our military and our politicians to do nothing but serve the rich. You guys need to understand that. That's all I can say. I feel bad for you. You really don't understand what's really going on.